what's up, guys? I'm Nico.
And this is Marcus.
Welcome to Porch Talk, episode 21.
21? How did I not even mention that?
Well, you did now. In this episode, we talked about memes, obviously. We went over what we thought each, generation had for, their thing. Like, if we look back in history, their thing, the 80s was, rock and roll and a bunch of crazy shit like that, and our generation is memes. After that, we went into our discussion about how screen time can affect developing children. Then we sort of got into what we thought the future of sports will be, and that was a really interesting part of this episode. And then finally, we finished it off with a couple more memes. So
yeah, man, just memes to explosions to memes. It was a lot of fun. Give it a listen.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty well.
Episode 21. We're on 21.
21. I'm about to be 21 next month.
I'm about to be 21 next year.
Yeah, man. February 11th. Hit me up on social media. Tell me happy birthday or I'll hate you. Do it, guys.
God damn. So, with episode 21, we're just going to wing it. I don't really have anything planned. You have one thing planned, so we're just going to go for it.
Yeah, man. I'm loving it. I'm loving the whole, freestyle part of it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely has its pros and cons because, anything can happen, but it's you might not be prepared for everything that might happen. And
this is, I don't know. I'm just feeling kind of, I'm anxious to get through this period because I got these two dudes, two great guests that we're going to have coming up pretty soon. Both of them are just telling me that they want to see how everything's going on, with Right State at the moment before they decide to, sit down for this podcast because they're both pretty academically heavy when it comes to their calendars.
Okay.
So they're just waiting to see how this whole strike and everything goes before they decide. If it goes for long enough, then they're gonna be able to do the podcast earlier. But if not, one of the guys said he probably won't be able to record till after midterms.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a super busy dude. But
hey, that's no big deal. And I got a couple people lined up. I got an MMA fighter.
Ooh.
And my MMA fighter coach / tattoo artist. So we're gonna be getting those guys in pretty soon. Gotta work out times. That's really the only thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So memes.
Oh yeah, that's what I want to talk about, man. Yeah, memes. Every generation has a thing.
Yeah, it has if you look back in history, that was their thing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you look at the sex, drugs, rock and roll kind of era of the 1980s, 1970s a bit, that whole area, and then especially when the Beastie Boys and folks like that came out. And
yeah, really.
Oh man, yeah, that it wasn't even an entire generation, but it was just a bit of a segment of it, but it was just so wholly defined by memes, and I feel that's what our thing is.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, there's a meme for anything and everything, and once something happens, let's, for example, the Bears kicker, when he missed that game-winning field goal.
Yeah.
The second he missed that field goal, there were memes popping up all over the place about this guy. It's just shit.
I know.
We're too quick to make memes on stuff. So I mean, there's literally memes for everything.
Yeah.
And I think it really defines our generation, just because of how much crude humor there is behind it, and how dark it can get if you look in the right spots. It's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, Nico. Oh man, what's really funny is that memes have their own lingo.
Mm-hmm.
You have and they have their specific sections. So you have your dog memes, and they can be the doggo memes where they speak in broken English as if they are the dog. You got all kinds of different memes that. My favorite ones are the ones where they're supposed to be Reddit blog posts. I don't know if you've seen those ones. Yeah. Or it'll start off. It'll be be me. Wake up 7 minutes late for school, or it talks to that same sort of second person weird speak. I don't know. I just love it so much though.
I like the dark side of the memes, just because someone has the balls to put out what everybody is thinking in most situations.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's so nice to look and see that there are people that are actually ballsy enough to do that sort of thing, to throw it out there hey, this is actually funny. It might be it might be offensive, but it's like, if we're offensive to everybody, like, is that even wrong?
Is that what you mean by like the dark side?
Oh,
like,
I mean, everything ranging from like some crazy Holocaust jokes to some very sexual posts. It's just like everybody's thinking this stuff, and nobody wants to actually say anything out loud because they're afraid of the backlash, and they're afraid of how everybody will respond. But the meme people, they're just like, nah, fuck you, I'll do it anyway.
And that's the thing, looking back throughout history, whenever something is the definitive thing about a culture, like you look at rock and roll, for example, whenever that whatever effect that has on people, that's how you know the future is going to be, basically. So during those like times, you know, the country's like very conservative, and people were like, no, you know, like I want to rock and roll all night, like all those songs. What was the AC/DC, they had that one song, I cannot think of the name of it, but it was like basically like a kid yelling at their parents. I think of the Beastie Boys. All that music was just like rebel, rebel, and like basically like people that when they grew up, they went like super liberal, so to speak. And I really feel that's what a lot of these memes are like showing. Like there's like a backlash to that backlash of the backlash from the past, and I don't know. It's really, you really see like the culture moving in a different direction. And I know when a lot of these people grow up, they'll be like, you know, the opposite of what their parents were.
Yeah, and another thing with these memes is I think the reason why we make these memes is because no matter what, everybody will know every little bit of information that is out on the internet to begin with. So why not make fun of it all? You know, it's like, I think it's our way of saying like, yeah, we know that our phone always has our location, and we're always being listened into by marketing companies through our phones and shit like that. So like, why not just make fun of it all, right?
Yeah,
it's like it's a way like, yeah, sure, you can listen into all of our shit. It's just like, we'll still make fun of you for it. You know, it's that type of thing.
One of the ones that are my favorite right now, and God help me, I do not know why these are my favorite memes right now, but the ones where it's just like all about Gen Z people wanting to kill themselves. The ones where it's like, like Michael Myers like breaks down someone's door, and they're like, oh my God, it took you long enough, didn't it? Like, like, come on, do it already. Those ones kill me, and I'm just like, what?
Yeah, no, I think that's hilarious, but I mean.
Like, you feel me? Like,
yeah, I mean, it's funny, but again, that's I guarantee you, like, a lot of Gen Z people are just like relatable, and that's why a lot of people are like, okay, yeah, sure, I can get behind that. That's freaking funny, and then they make fun of it, and it just becomes a bigger meme.
Exactly, like so one that I saw today, this is just ridiculous. It was like, it was a combination of the doggo meme that I mentioned earlier, where like, oh, hecka no, like all that language. So like, there's this guy, he's sitting in front of a doctor. The doctor is a dog, and the dog goes, hey, you only have 3 months to live. And then the guy, he said, no, I'm in Gen Z. And he's like, psych. He pulls out a gun, shoots himself, and the dog goes, oh no, hecka bamboozled again. And I was like, I just lost it. I'm like,
one of my favorite memes that I've been looking at were the memes with the doctors. Is like, my back hurts when I wake up in the morning, and they're like, wake up in the afternoon then. And then there's a picture of a guy with his thumbs up smiling. It's like, what? It's like, that's so fucking stupid, but it's so funny. So with this whole meme culture going around, what do you think what we will be like when we're older?
I think we're gonna be terribly cynical, like really, really cynical. Our kids are gonna have all kinds of hopes and dreams and stuff, and we're just like, we're gonna like have so much fun with this too. We're gonna be like, oh really? That's what your dream is? Really? You really want to be an astronaut? And then we're just gonna
be cold-hearted.
Yeah, we're just gonna be cold-hearted and cynical,
but funny,
but hilarious. Exactly. We're not gonna be like I shouldn't say cold-hearted. We're gonna be the warm-hearted cynic. We're gonna be the one who's like constantly joking about how crappy the world is and how the government's so messed up all the time. Okay. And we're gonna be laughing our butts off.
So
yeah,
with all that,
that's what I think.
Well, but again, with that, do you think we will become more socially correct or less socially correct?
You mean like politically correct? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, politically. Sorry.
No,
because
I don't know.
We got some dark ass memes.
Yeah,
that are very politically incorrect.
Yeah, man. God, I don't know. I think that a lot of the I'm just gonna mention one of them. I think a lot of the gas the Jews humor and stuff like that. I think a part of that is immaturity. So I think people will grow out of some stuff like that. But the general kind of moniker of finding it funny to go against the grain, I don't think that will go away. That's always going to be funny. So
you're saying stuff like gas the Jews and maybe the 9/11 stuff, you think that'll go away? It'll go away. Or subside just a bit.
It'll more tamper down and think go away.
I don't think, it's always going to be there. Yeah, I don't think it'll go away completely.
I mean, Bush did do 9/11.
Oh my God.
So what are we gonna do, Nico? These are just facts, and facts don't care about your feelings.
But there's still a lot of things that aren't as heavy as that, but are still very socially incorrect. But you think that'll still stay, or you think with all of that, it'll taper down? All the dark side.
Give me some examples. I'm not sure what you mean.
And this is a big one, the women's rights memes.
Oh my, yeah, those ones.
Yeah, just stuff like that. The really touchy subject ones.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Do you think those will? Do you think? I don't think they'll taper down.
It's ma'am ones. Have you seen those ones?
No.
It's ma'am. Have you heard about that whole thing?
No. Oh, about the GameStop.
Yeah, there was a transgender woman in GameStop. And I don't even the point. The problem is with the actual meme, you don't get to see the whole altercation, so you don't even know what was wrong. From what I can tell, this transgender woman was in the right, because you know how GameStop is with the games. We just talked about that last week. Ooh. But in any event, the person called them sir as they were about to leave, and they were they turned around, they were like, "It's ma'am," in such a forceful voice. So what was the one? I saw this one where everybody's sitting down at a Thanksgiving table, and they're like, "Wow, this pork is really good," and they were like, "It's ham."
Oh my God!
And then another one where "What is this mystery meat? It tastes really good. It must be chicken." No, it's spam.
That's fucking stupid.
Exactly.
That's funny, but it's so stupid.
And I don't know. When it comes to being socially or politically incorrect, now you got me saying it.
Yeah,
when it comes to being not PC, that's something that's on the more mild side. I don't know, but just in general, I think as people do grow up and mature, we're gonna tamper that down a bit, because a lot of the energy behind it is I'm pissing those people off.
Yeah.
So I think people will get over that eventually, and it'll just be about the idea of it, because the idea of it is really freaking funny still, but
Okay. Yeah, I definitely think.
Excuse me.
I definitely think that whole dark side of memes isn't going away. I can definitely see it tapering down, but I definitely can never see it going away.
Nah, because it's just quintessentially us.
Yeah.
And by us, I mean, I don't know if I mean all of Gen Z, or where I am, I'm right on the bridge. I'm those late 90s kids who were kind of 90s babies, but kind of weren't.
Me too.
Yeah. You were only a year after me. So yeah, we're kind of bridging that gap between Gen Z and millennial. So our outlook on things might be a bit different. But just in general, I know 20, 30 years from now, when the youngest Gen Z people are starting to start families or whatever have you, we're gonna this is gonna define us, definitely.
Yeah, 100%.
100%, man.
Could not agree more. It's especially with this whole thing with the TikTok memes. That's just taken it to a whole nother level, because we had Vine and we had all of Vine's memes, but Vine got taken down, and then now we got this TikTok thing, and it's now it's just Vine 2, basically.
Didn't Vine basically get hostile taken over, basically?
I don't know.
Twitter bought them, right?
I don't know, dude. I don't know the story behind it.
I'm pretty sure Twitter bought them, And then, I don't know, some months later, they're like, oh, Vine's suddenly shutting down. Oh, people aren't using Vine. Oh, that's why we're... And everybody was like, what? And then,
no,
like...
everybody loved Vine.
Yeah, man. Oh, I miss it. I miss Vine. We need to bring that back, man. That was the best.
Well, we got TikTok. That's like... That's basically Vine right now. I mean, there's so many stupid-ass memes, like the hit or miss song.
Oh, no.
Always fucking...
We were just talking about that before we recorded. So I got to tell you a story now. This is the second time that we're talking about it. So my buddy, we were just driving in my car. I was catching up with a couple of Wright State buddies after the break and everything. Just this, what day is today? Sunday? Yeah, just on Friday. And the girl that's on our little crew, she just started being stupid, like hit or miss. I guess I never miss, huh? And then my dude, he grabs my phone. I was playing the music into my Bluetooth stereo in my car. He grabs my phone, starts typing. I'm like, what are you doing? And then this song comes on, and I'm like, what is this song? Like, for like the whole first verse, I had no idea what this is. But then the girl's voice comes in, hit or miss. I'm like, what? This is an actual song? Like,
yeah.
The level I had seen in that was like the one like anime looking pink haired girl on TikTok. That was like the first time I had seen this meme.
All right.
I didn't realize there was this whole song behind it.
Oh, yeah.
With its own like story.
Yeah.
And what is TikTok? Explain TikTok for me and those of us out here who don't know what TikTok is.
I don't really know much about it either, but it's like you can take short snippet videos and you can like put multiple people's videos together. Okay. And you can like feed off of each other's TikToks or whatever. And it used to be something for like music, people lip singing, that type of shit.
Oh, like Musically.
It's sort of in a way.
Okay.
But then it got just taken over by the meme community, and it's just it's all a meme now.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's amazing, man.
It's pretty fucking funny, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, like just this whole weekend we were snowed in from stupid ass Ohio. Got a bunch of ice and snow, like it was so bad out last night and into yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, man.
But all me and my friends and Rocco and his friends, all we did was watch TikTok memes and Fortnite memes. It was so stupid. The Fortnite memes were stupid, but the TikTok memes were pretty funny.
Give me some TikTok memes, like, besides that one.
I don't fucking know, dude. There's so many of them. Just look up TikTok meme compilation, and you'll get everything you need, meme-wise.
Gotcha, okay. I love the ones, I love the memes where, like, people are, like, trying to warn somebody that something's about to happen, but then, like, oh, no, they have their AirPods in. Oh, God.
Oh, I can't smell broke? What do you mean? That's a good meme.
Wait, what?
The whole if you have AirPods you're rich.
Oh, that one.
It's like
too, yeah.
Hey, I smell broke in here, and he has his AirPods in. It's like, damn. It's so fucking stupid.
Oh man, that's something. That's like a whole other culture phenomenon. Like people who have Apple products or just name brand products in general, just feeling like they're the shit.
Well, wait a second. With that being said, I feel like nowadays. People don't really give a shit about brands much anymore, clothing brand wise. I think they care more about the reviews of clothing. Like, yeah, sure, cool name brand. My clothes fit better, they look better, and they feel better than whatever Nike shit you got. So get out of my way. I think, especially with this whole Amazon era, I think everybody's going off of the best sellers, the highest rated things when it comes to a lot of things. I mean, clothing as well. And again, Nike, Adidas, they make some really nice clothing, but I don't think brand matters as much as it did back in the day.
Yeah, you really are right about that. I don't know. I think the last big brands though that are like still around, you got Apple, you got like, I don't know, I guess Apple's really it. Apple's like the only brand that I can think of, especially or particularly with our generation, that people care about.
Yeah, I mean that's really the only thing.
Yeah, you're really right. I don't know.
I mean, there's not a lot of people like I'm Nike or Nike till I die, that type of shit. Yeah. And there's not a lot of people that are like I'm Adidas till I die.
Polos in high school?
Polos were big in high school.
Everybody was like, "Oh, polo! Oh my god!" And if you God help you if you had the USA polo on, you know. And
Yes.
they're like, why are there 2 men
Yes.
on that horse? Why are there 2 men on that horse? What are they doing on that horse?
That's so funny.
They
Yeah.
used to clown the mess out of you if you had USA polos. Man, I would never forget that. People fought over USA polos.
Yeah, polos were huge, and especially the USA polos were huge.
Mm-hmm.
But
the real polos, everybody's like, yeah, 1 man on my horse. Yeah, you got a lot of clout if you came into school wearing a polo. It was so stupid back then.
I know.
It was so stupid, man.
Then it was all the athletic wear shit up
Yeah.
until now, basically, and now it's all like, excuse me, dress as clean as you can, like nice, proper. That's how it is now, at least. I'm still chilling in my sweatpants and
Yes, sir.
not doing, not trying to impress right now. So, but
yeah, man. What was it? I mentioned the AirPod memes though.
yeah,
I saw one that was just so hilarious today. There's freaking asteroids coming out of the sky, and there's a whole bunch of dinosaurs just running around, and they're just like, "Dinosaurs, watch out! The meteor's coming! Oh no, they got AirPods in! Oh no!
I
Oh
think
god!"
one of my favorite AirPod memes is it's a sign. It's like, Android users get in free to this party, Apple users have to pay $20, and AirPod owners have to pay $50 because they have it.
Oh yeah. And I saw one that was basically like that. It was a different like whole premise, but it was like, "Hi, how does it feel now that it's biting you in the butt that you got the AirPods?" Oh my god, it was so stupid, man.
That's funny.
I miss.
But
Go ahead.
I think that everybody these days are on their phone too much, way too much, and then the age where the average amount of age where kids get their phones is so much lower now. It's insane. It's so fucking insane. I was just reading a study actually. It was any more time than 2 hours per day chemically changes the brain in children. Let me try and find this real quick. I think it's a crazy ass study. I mean,
And one thing I've always thought about, whenever you hear something like that, oh, this is so bad for kids. I'm like, well, hang on a sec. Yeah, it can be bad for kids, but it's probably also bad for adults too.
oh no, 100%. But
yeah.
oh, here it is. It's by sciencemagazine.org, which isn't. I mean, it's a .org. It's an okay source, but take it with a grain of salt, of course. 2 or more hours a day or 6 hours a week on an electronic device for kids ages 5 to 13. Any more than that can cause chemical changes to the brain to suppress the social part of your brain and activate the more mathematical part of your brain. So it's like, yeah, they're gaining more technical skill,
Okay.
but they're completely losing their social skills and just the ability to talk nice and fluently, like I'm not doing right now, probably because I'm on my phone.
Coherently.
Thank you, because I'm on my phone right now. Anyway, but yeah, I think it's insane.
Yeah, man. God, I don't know what we're gonna do, because this is just something that's only gonna keep spiraling.
Well, I mean, they're already talking about it, but I feel like it's gonna get even worse. It's gonna become an epidemic. Then the government's gonna come in and regulate something, and I'm not big on too much government regulation, but especially with the younger generations getting phones earlier and earlier, I think it might be needed. Just because, I mean, shit, it's easy for me. Hey, we're going on a car ride. Here's your iPads. Here's your Android Fire tablets. Go ahead, play on it, so I don't have to hear you scream the whole 3-hour, 4-hour drive to Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And it makes everything easier. But then we get into the habit of, oh, I don't want you going outside. Here, get on a tablet because I don't want to watch you play outside. Oh, here, you're angry. Get on the tablet. You know, it definitely gets out of control, and I can see it because I catch myself doing it with my son. It's like, wow, I gave him his tablet so I can go shower real quick, and I know he's not going to be out and about. But like, do I really need to give him a tablet while we're playing a game? Like, that just takes away from our game. It's just those little things that add up over the week, and it's especially if it causes like actual changes in the brain because of it. I don't want to fuck with it. I mean, again, I'm definitely a proponent of electronics. I am not a proponent of having electronics be someone's life. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man. Oh my god. And there's so much I want to say on that because it is.
Dude, go for it. I'm all
thing.
ears. I like to hear your feedback on that.
But I'm not. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask you a hilarious question.
All right, shoot.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if like suddenly you were just like, you know what? I'm not gonna raise my son this way. No electronics. I'm gonna keep him away. I'm gonna raise him normal. I'm gonna make a normal baby. And then like he goes to like his first day of elementary school, and like all the kids are like so into their phones, and he's like, "Hi, what's your name?" And they like run away from him, and then your kid's the weird kid because you decided to raise him normal.
Well,
Wouldn't that be jacked up?
I mean, I could do whatever I want.
Yeah,
raising him wise, but you got to remember he still has his mom, and I mean, yeah, I can ask her to do that, but I mean, she doesn't have to raise him how I want to raise him. We just have to find common ground, and I don't think that's going to be common ground if I say no electronics ever, you know. But I mean, like I said, I completely think that technology is going to be a huge part of our future. It already is.
Yeah, man.
And I just think there's a limit we should have. For sure. I think there has to be a limit, or else we will go, like humans do, overboard.
Oh yeah.
On it. Same with eating, same with everything we do that we can get like addicted to.
Especially here in this country. We just love our
everybody's
addictions.
so plugged in.
And fat.
And
man.
fat.
Our
immobile.
obesity problem is going nowhere.
Yeah.
It's really going nowhere. Like, it's been a problem for how long now?
Forever, dude.
Like, haven't people
since I can remember.
Like, I actually want to like get an old person and sit them down and be like, how long have people been talking about the obesity epidemic? And they're like, oh, since like 1963, I remember. It was the day after JFK got shot, and we just couldn't put the potato chips down.
JFK's my favorite president, man.
I feel you. He's so many people's favorite president. But
next to Abraham Lincoln.
Ooh.
He's my second, though.
I was literally just about to say, personally, Abraham Lincoln is my favorite president. But not for the reason you think. It's because of his beard and the fact that he was tall.
Oh, well,
yeah,
the reason I like JFK is because he killed zombies in Black Ops 2.
Oh my god, man.
and the reason I like Abraham Lincoln is because he killed vampires, bro. What do you mean? No, I'm kidding. Well, I'm partially kidding. That's a big influence, but it's like no.
Yeah.
JFK was very charismatic. I thought he did a good job for where he was at the time.
But that's
actually got killed, but
yeah, man. That just shows though how important those two are to our culture. That
that,
like decades and hundreds of years later, we make ridiculous movies about them. You know, like
the funny thing is, I can't.
Media, I guess.
I bet you money you could go to anybody and be like, hey, name off presidents not in video games or movies. They won't be able to.
Oh my, yeah, they're like
all right, more video games than movies, because there has to be a movie with at least every president, or
close.
Not every in close to.
Oh, I get what you're saying, because especially if you factor in like the more indie, the smaller, there's got to be at least a movie for every president.
Yeah.
But I do get what you're saying, like popular movies, video games. You know, where's the movie for Tyler, President Tyler? You know, there's no movies about the Mexican-American War. No one's caring about James K. Polk. You know, none of that. But like Lincoln, over Lincoln.
Yep.
All over Washington, all over Jefferson, all over Adams.
Yeah.
Woodrow Wilson, even he's lesser known, but still more known, than others. JFK, LBJ. Have you ever heard that new Vice movie that's coming out?
Yeah.
That's from my favorite president, President Dick Cheney. Yeah, that
Really?
one's.
Dick Cheney?
I'm kidding.
Okay,
I'm kidding.
I was about to say.
I got you. No,
I was about to say, damn.
he was Bush's VP, and that's like a running joke that because he was in the government for so many years, he worked under George Bush Sr. So when Bush Jr. got in office, and he tapped him as his VP, so many people were making jokes like, "Oh, President Dick Cheney's in there," but yeah. But yeah, that Vice movie, it's like a comedy sort of, like, it's like a true telling but from a comedic standpoint of what Dick Cheney did while he was in the White House. So if you're gonna watch that, don't believe it. It's not all true. It's a comedy movie. So
Okay.
yeah. I don't know. What was the thing though? Yeah. You talking about like kids and social media and stuff?
Well, just electronics in general.
Yeah, electronics. I really had a big problem with that growing up, and you guys, you definitely remember. You know, I would want to come over here all the time because you guys had so many more video games than we did at my house. Yeah. And my mom, she was like very, very strict about when and how much we could play when it came to the games. So I just would always want to be here. And you guys were like, no, let's go outside and play, Marcus. And I was the one like, no, you guys got some really cool games. And especially back then, a lot more games were Xbox exclusive, PS3 or PlayStation exclusive. So like, I was like, oh man, I really got to get my hands on that Halo, you know. And I just think about how hard that was for me. Magnify that by 10 because there's so many more things you can do on electronics nowadays. And then also magnify it by 20 because of social media and what that is. I mean, I mentioned, I think before here on this podcast about my 10-year-old cousin and what she's been going through. Well, she's 11 now. But what she's been going through with social media and how these girls were bullying her so much. Every day she would be coming home from school crying. And then that's the thing, it doesn't end. So while she's at home, now she can get on social media too, and the bullying doesn't stop. I mean, her mom had to go to the school and get like the ringleader of the groups, the group of girls that are bullying her, had to talk with her mom, and the school can't really do much about it because the kid's not saying anything about them. They're not doing anything. They're just posting pictures, you know, and liking and leaving, sometimes leaving mean comments, but most of the time it was just posting pictures and maybe cropping her out of them. That was the main thing. Like, they would all be in a group of friends together. Yeah. And she would post pictures, and she would crop her out and, like, put, like, silly things up in front of her. Yeah, I know, it's really messed up. It's really messed up. But, I mean, yeah, it has a terrible effect on you, especially when you're developing. When it's your everything, too. Like, there isn't another social outlet. Oh, yeah. You can't go outside and play with your friends unless
I was about to say, yeah.
Like, maybe if you have siblings. She's an only child, basically. Her older siblings are way older than her. So she's basically virtually an only child. There's no other social options. It is social media. That is the social avenue. So when you're completely getting bullied out of it, like, what do you do?
Yeah, I have no clue, man. And it's weird because the punishment nowadays is go play outside. Like, that's weird. It's like usually the punishment is, hey, go to your room and sit in your room, and you're not allowed to go outside.
Stand in the corner, sit on the stairs. You can't do anything. But
yeah, it's insane to me. It's like even just our growing up when we were children, it's drastically different from this day and age. Like, it's so crazy to me that technology has gone this far as it is.
Yeah, man. But I love my memes, man. I really do. That's the thing. You know, we wouldn't have these problems if the things that were drawing us in weren't so enticing. You know, if memes weren't. Like, memes are just great. They just are. Video games are great. They just are. I talked about Horizon Zero Dawn the other day. Like, that was one of the best experiences I've ever had in a game. It's got me, man.
Yeah, and say you're getting bullied on social media. Well, I can go to my video game, build a whole entire new life, and live out my dreams that I want to live out in this game.
That's why Minecraft is still alive and around, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's still the most played game ever.
I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head about that, but
rather than most played, I mean like most active played game. So like different games come and go.
Yeah.
Like when the new Call of Duty game comes out.
It's the longest. It's one of the longer running games.
It's huge, man. And I just said that because you talked about making your own world. I mean, that's literally what you're doing.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Yeah, man. It's scary.
Yeah, it's definitely scary. But
I was in the store with my buddy the other day. We saw this Oculus Rift stuff that they had out, the newest one. And that's the future. That's the real future.
Oh, yeah, dude. I'm excited for Oculus Rift.
I know.
I'm ready for the VR, virtual reality.
I don't know if this is real or if I'm just tricking myself, but I feel like now that I'm older and more mature, more of an adult, as these new technologies come out, I feel like I'm going to be able to handle them well.
Oh, no.
But I know, in the back of my mind, I know that I'm really not. It's
just like our parents. They might have played Atari or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, my mom gets sick when she tries to play video game, trying to keep up with the video games I play. She can't process it fast enough, and we have faster processing power when it comes to those type of things, and the generation below us has even faster processing power.
Yeah.
It's like we think we'll be able to handle it, but no, we're old. We're old now.
Eventually, this is gonna be like. Have you seen those full body VR suits?
Oh yeah, dude. Once that is an actual thing, I'm going for it.
I was listening to Joe Rogan podcast, and they were just like, "Oh my god, there's gonna be so many kids just using that just to like get off, like, just to like."
Yeah.
Just so many girls are gonna be there just shoot themselves in the. I'm sorry. That's
funny.
Jesus. I know. But the point being, like, eventually we're gonna get to that point where like this technology is just so good that you know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm at the cutting edge. Like I feel like I'm the young human who can handle all these things. But eventually, like, it's just gonna be too much. It's gonna be too much going on.
I mean, shit. I think sports are gonna go the virtual reality route.
I really hope not.
I think so. I think we'll still have our football, all the sports. It's just it'll be the players are actually in VR. So A, they don't get hurt, and B, they can do something to make it a little more entertaining. And I know that sucks.
Do something to make it more entertaining, like what?
I don't know. Like in football, if you tackle someone, they explode or something. I don't know. Just something like that, you know? That'll capture the audience. But I'm almost positive something like that'll happen. And you can look it through your TV and be like, hey, I want to see the lineback's perspective. And you get to see the perspective of that player because it's virtual reality.
Yeah.
There's no physical contact with each team. And the only thing with that is the athletes will look 1,000 times different, because then you'll just have a bunch of skinny, agile people for athletes as opposed to the big meatheads, because you don't need to be big and strong if
it's all VR.
Yeah, if it's all virtual reality gaming.
I guess that's true. We might. I don't know. I don't know what that would be like, but that's pretty interesting to think about.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think that's gonna be the way of sports.
I also love how you just threw that out, like right off the top of your head. I don't know, like they tackle somebody and they explode.
Well, I mean,
like,
shit.
Yeah,
do you not want to tackle? Do you not want to see someone get tackled and then explode?
I do. That would be awesome.
In virtual reality, guts everywhere. Guts on the field. You can slip on the shit. I mean, come on.
I can just imagine like some linebacker getting a sack and like the QB explodes and like the linebacker's just like standing there and like the fire of the explosion just like doing a pose. Yeah, dude. That would be sick, man. I don't know about the guts, but that would be sick.
Especially with the coming generations getting so technologically dug in. It's like there's no doubt in my mind that shit's gonna happen.
They should have like a button.
I mean, look at esports.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, there are people playing video games for hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars.
Me and my sister sat down. I was playing the Injustice fighting game on my PS3 or PS4, excuse me, and I was just going through YouTube, and I'm like, oh, cool, Injustice 2018 tournament. Turned it on. I plugged it in the TV. We're watching it off my iPad, and the winner won like multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I'm like, what? And then the second place won like almost $100,000, and I'm like, what? Yeah. And then the third place won half of that, like $50,000. I'm like, what?
Yeah, no, it's insane. I mean, and the players take it as serious as the professional athletes playing on football right now. Like, it's insane.
You're right.
I mean, I think that's the way it's gonna go. I think it's gonna go with the VR, virtual reality sports, and then the esports with video games.
I don't know. I was just having this conversation with my brother about it after I'd seen that, and he said, "Nah, Marcus, I can't live in a world where some like really, really fat guy sitting on his couch drinking Mountain Dew, eating Cheetos all day can be called an athlete." Like he said, I just can't do that. But
that's the thing. You know what's crazy?
Yeah.
If you look at the esports community, and don't quote me 100% on this, but there's not many obese people on there.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I was.
You know why? Because when you exercise and do all this stuff, they literally have an exercise regimen because it makes them sharper during their games.
Exactly.
It allows them to retain more during practices.
And your hand-eye coordination is better.
Yeah.
It's better when you exercise.
Yeah. I don't quote me 100%, but there is not an obese player in esports. There might be one or two, but I don't think that there is a lot of obese people.
Oh yeah. If you're strictly talking about like esports, like the more like regimented thing, like
just the video, the video games like League of Legends, Rainbow Six,
that type of
Call
stuff.
of Duty.
You are absolutely right. Yeah, nobody's out of shape because it's a whole body thing. Even though it looks like they're just using their eyes and their thumbs and their fingers and all that. No, it's a whole body thing. And I'm specifically talking about like the tournaments. So like if you watch like a 2K basketball tournament, or what are the NFL games called again? I just forgot. The Madden games. Yeah. See Madden, or like the Injustice one I was talking about. Like one of the guys, he was like ridiculously fat. He ended up losing, which might be a sign there. But just in general, yeah, like a whole bunch of people, the majority of the people were very in shape. And also overwhelmingly black, which is something that I found pretty interesting. Like, I figured, I'm like, okay, who do I know that's really good at 2K? Who do I know that actually plays 2K? Like, the basketball game. It's mostly black people, okay. NBA, or, I did it again, Madden. I'm like, well, it's about 50-50. I watched the tournament for that. I'm like, wow, it's overwhelmingly black. That's crazy. And then I watched the Injustice one, and I'm thinking, okay, this is like a nerdy DC Comics. This is definitely not going to be... What? And here's the thing, the vast majority of the players weren't black, but when it got down to like the top 18, I was like, what? This is ridiculous. It absolutely blew my mind.
I mean, look at professional sports too. I mean,
I don't know. Yeah,
that's a more, especially like basketball, football, not very much soccer, but I mean, it's getting there. I mean, those sports are predominantly blacks. I mean, there's, especially basketball, there's like a handful of people that are white on each team. Usually, I don't know. I don't keep up with basketball, but
like in my mind of stereotyping, like I'm thinking, okay, it's a very nerdy, calculating game. You have to know all these different characters, and you have to know all this stuff about hitboxes and frame rates and yada 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 to be really, really good at these games. And you have to know your characters inside and out to be able to do all the combos and meter burn and all this crap. I'm like, I'm just imagining some skinny nerdy Asian dude. I just am.
Oh, dude,
I just am. And then,
you're not looking at the right tournaments if you're looking for white nerdy Asian people. That's League of Legends. That's Dota. That's shit. That's I can't even.
Rainbow
name
Six was the one you said earlier.
Yeah, I think that's a mixture. But yeah, no, that's like League of Legends and that. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's still a very good mix, but I think it's like the tops are the more Asian ethnicity.
And that's the beauty of stereotypes. They're almost always wrong.
Yeah, right? I know. It's funny.
Oh, man. You know what else is funny? Freaking memes, Nico. I'm actually glad that this kind of carried us. We let us, get into the other topics.
Yeah, I know. I think it.
I was not expecting that.
I wasn't either.
No.
I didn't even know what we were even planning for today, other than the memes.
Oh, let's talk about the bad and like real dark side of memes. Not edgy memes. I'm talking about like the things that are memes that are just really just bad for people. That's what I want to talk about.
I don't know what you mean.
Bowsette. That's what I mean.
That's not even a dark meme. That's just a.
It's just terrible.
It's just a meme.
It's not, and that's terrible, man.
That's just a meme that all the people who are into hentai want to look at, dude.
Yeah. Should I explain like what that is? Just like
Yeah,
base
sure.
level.
Yeah.
Basically, I think it was in the new Super Smash game, right?
No,
No.
Mario Odyssey.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
Super Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, it was in one of the new Mario games called Super Mario Odyssey. There was this mushroom that like a Toad character could eat, and it would basically make them into like a female, like tall Princess Toad, basically. And if you like look, if you know Mario, like Toads are pretty short, so like it made them like Princess Peach height. Okay, so people got to theorizing, and they're like, if Toads are male, and they eat this, and they became like a tall, beautiful woman, what would happen if other characters ate this? So they did that.
I thought it was the crown.
Oh yeah, it was a crown mushroom. That's what it was, wasn't it? Or
No,
am
I thought it was.
wrong?
All right,
just a crown?
From what I thought, from my
Mm-hmm.
viewing, I don't really know the backstory 100% on
Neither do I, apparently.
on Bowsetta, but I think it's the crown Princess Peach wears that the
Oh.
ghost of Mario's had in Mario Odyssey.
Okay.
If someone puts that crown on, it turns them into a princess.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
And
okay.
Everybody was like, well, what do we think Bowser would look like as a princess? And it was really like edgy, hot girl. And everybody was like, oh, Bowsetta. And then there's just memes everywhere about it.
They made a female Bowser and basically just pornified it. That's basically what happened.
That's really what it was.
That's personally, and maybe I am, trying to be like a PC type thing or whatever, but that's the stuff that gets on my nerves, because I'm just like scrolling through iFunny or whatever, and then suddenly I just see like a female Bowser saying something ridiculous, and I'm like, no. And I'm only upset because Bowser is my favorite Mario character. He just is. He's somehow like an uber competent supervillain, but then also somehow like a uber bumbling supervillain.
Yeah,
and I love it. I just love it. But when they did that to my boy Bowser, when they did that to him, I got really upset. I don't know, man.
Memes upset a lot of people, man.
That's true. Yeah, have you give me an example of a meme that you saw that has pissed you off?
Pissed me off?
I don't know. I don't know if you
Shoot,
get pissed,
man.
at least.
I don't really get pissed. It's just like,
Mm.
that was kind of dumb. Let me think. I wasn't prepared for this question.
Mhm.
Probably has... I don't know. Actually, I can't really think of one that's even really upset me. I've been like,
Mhm.
because I can really look at things from every point of view, so I can't really be mad or upset. It's like, hey, I mean, it might be funny for someone in like this circumstance or something, you know?
Yeah, I got you.
I don't think I've ever gotten like even really like a, oh, that was dumb type of thing, except for probably the hit or miss memes. I think that doesn't even make me mad. It's just like
It's just
everybody's doing it now, so it's like,
Ah.
oh, that's kind of.
it's like a come on, like,
Yeah, it's like-
next meme.
Yeah, let's
please.
figure it out. Let's get a new one going.
I got you. And yeah, in honesty, I'm not like actually upset at anybody
Yeah.
who's doing the Bowsette thing. I'm just like, come on, really? Like, that's my main thing. It's like, really? Like, out of all the characters you could have like looted up, why'd you have to do Bowser? Like,
Yeah, it literally could have been
Ah.
anybody.
yeah, I don't know. Rule 34, man. It's a thing. It's so sad.
All right, man.
Yeah, Neek?
You ready?
I am ready. I've been Marcus,
I've been Nico.
and this was Porch Talk. Thanks for listening.